Okay, so when you think of the film Kahaani, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? I'm willing to bet for most of us, it's that ending, right? That jaw-dropping, just perfectly executed final twist. It's one of the great gotcha moments in modern cinema for sure. But today, we're going to look past the twist. Because what if the greatest twist in the whole movie wasn't actually the ending? What if that entire hunt for a missing husband was just a cover story for something, I don't know, way more profound? A devastating tragedy hidden in plain sight, right under the surface of this thriller. So, to really get what I'm talking about here, we have to kind of reframe the entire film. See, Kahaani isn't just a mystery. Not really. It's actually this deep, gut-wrenching exploration of grief that's just brilliantly disguised as a suspense film. The absolute genius of this film lies in this powerful duality. On the one hand, you've got the act. We're watching what we think is a pregnant woman searching for her missing husband. We believe she's faking her emotions to trick everyone. But then, there's the reality. What's actually happening is a broken mother is hunting her family's killer. She's not faking her vulnerability or her sadness or that bone-deep exhaustion. No way. She's channeling the very real, all-consuming grief of losing her husband and her child, and she's redirecting all that pain into her role. It's not an act. It's a performance fueled by a completely broken heart. So how does the film actually pull this off? Well, it does it by showing us these little cracks. These tiny fissures in Vidya's carefully constructed mask, and through those cracks, we get a glimpse of the raw tragedy hiding underneath. And the very first crack appears almost immediately, right when she arrives at the guest house. So picture it. Vidya's just gotten to Kolkata. She finds this cramped, pretty dingy room. She sits down on the bed, and she just breaks down. The first time you see this, your reaction is pretty straightforward, right? It's sympathy. You think, of course she's crying. She's an exhausted, pregnant woman, totally alone and scared in this huge, strange city. We just see a victim. But when you watch it a second time, knowing what you know, those tears mean something totally different. This isn't just fatigue. This is her entering the lion's den. This is the moment a soldier steps onto the battlefield. She's in the exact city where her family was murdered, beginning what is basically a suicide mission. Her tears are real, because her pain is absolutely, devastatingly real. But the mask doesn't just crack. Later on, there's a moment where it completely shatters. And what triggers it? Not some big, dramatic confrontation, but a simple domestic gift, a sari, given to her on behalf of her husband. And you have to understand this is so much more than a piece of fabric. The physical act of draping a sari, it's a powerful symbol of a wife's identity, of that whole domestic life. For Vidya, it forces her to confront the happy life that was stolen from her. The love, the future, all of it, ripped away. In that moment, the performance is gone. It just shatters. And think about this. In a world jam-packed with spies and assassins, who is the one person who actually sees her pain? It's not the police, not the intelligence agents. It's a child, Vishnu, the young T-boy. He's the only one who truly sees her, and he offers her the only valuable thing he owns, his radio. It's this stunning, powerful moment. It's like the film is telling us that in this complicated world, the powerful are blind and only the truly innocent can see. All right, so let's talk about the humanity in this labyrinth. You know, these small moments of kindness don't just happen once. They build up throughout her journey, becoming these little anchors for her in the maze that is Calcutta. But here's the thing. These connections also make her deception so much more tragic. She ends up building this tiny surrogate family. There's Vishnu, the T-boy, who comes to represent the innocence and the lost childhood of her own son. And then there's Rana, the policeman. He becomes her protective, kind of boyish guardian. And because he's so earnest, so eager to help, the fact that she's ultimately using him, it's just poignant. It's heartbreaking. And their relationship leads to what is, it's got to be the most haunting, painfully ironic moment in the entire movie. A grateful Rana turns to her and he says with complete sincerity, "You'd make a great mom." He has no idea what he's just said. You know, his words are meant to be a blessing. It's the kindest compliment he can think to give. But to Vidya, they're like a puncture wound. They just go right through her. Because she was a mother. She was a great one. And that was violently, horribly taken from her. The weight of that one simple, innocent sentence is just unbearable. And her reaction is incredible. She turns away from Rana, and she looks almost directly into the camera, at us. For just a second, that fourth wall completely shatters. Her expression is one of pure hopelessness. It's as if she's looking right through the screen, asking every single one of us, how much more of this can I possibly endure? All of this endurance, all this pain, it leads her to the film's climax. But her victory, it's not just about revenge. Not at all. It's a symbolic act of self-destruction, and it's deeply, deeply tied to the very fabric of the city she's in. Now, the key to unlocking this whole ending is the setting. The entire story unfolds during Durga Puja. This is a major Hindu festival celebrating the goddess Durga's victory over a shape-shifting demon named Mahishasura. The whole point of the myth is that Durga was created for one specific purpose, to destroy a demon that no one else could defeat. So you see, the film's setting isn't just some cool backdrop, it's a parallel. It is the entire metaphorical framework for what's happening. Vijaya literally becomes the goddess. Her journey directly mirrors the myth. And if you look at the climax, her final actions line up perfectly with the myth. First, there's the confrontation. She finally faces her demon. Second, the weaponization of vulnerability. Her pregnancy, the very thing that made her look weak, is revealed to be her greatest weapon. And finally, the immersion. Once she's completed her mission, once the demon is slain, she just vanishes, melting back into the celebrating crowd. And this is the absolute core of her tragedy. Think about it. Just like the clay idols of the goddess Durga are created each year for the festival, they're weaponized to kill the demon, and then they're immersed in the river and forgotten. Vijaya is the same. The identity of Vidya Banshi was created for one single violent purpose, and after she fulfills it, that identity ceases to exist. She is immersed and forgotten. So the story was never really about finding a missing husband, was it? The next time you watch Kahaani, try to look beyond that brilliant twist, because the real story, the real tragedy, was about a woman who had already lost everything and had to let the very last part of herself die just to bring justice to the ghosts she carried.